What is up, guys and girls? Today we are going to be talking about the topic of why do people cheat. Now, think about a female who's exceptionally attractive and slash or has a large social media following or is just famous in general. And if you take that example, you realize that the more famous or physically attractive she is, the more attention she's going to get. And especially if she goes to a lot of venues or places with a lot of people, she's just going to get barraged with every type of guy trying to get with her. And not just, and some will play the friend card game, but she'll get the idea. Girls are pretty good with social cues, more so than guys. So she'll understand what's going on. Now, why do I bring this up? Because it's the perfect example to explain this to you. Why do people cheat? This female, for instance, let's say she or he, you can use the same thing for a guy, although for males, surprisingly, other things other than physical attractiveness play more of a factor in general. But regardless though, if you use this model, and let's say she's taken, so she has a boyfriend and she is at one of these venues. Think about how she will react. With all these people coming up to her over time, and not long really, in a single night or week or a year, she'll kind of start getting the idea that she is something to be attained. Whether it's from just looking at her friends and seeing that she's not, their friends aren't getting as much attention, or for whatever other reason. And from that, she will start to realize, holy crap, I do get approached by a lot of people in general compared to the average Joe. Now, the point of this is that she will start to get more picky. And because of that, she will start to see what she wants in a guy and go from there. And ultimately, when she has so many options and she's literally having her choice on anything, she will decide, hey, this guy's kind of better in every way, and you know what, I think I'm going to go for it. Now, from a objective sort of simplistic level, it makes sense. You want to get the optimal person for the optimal satisfaction for yourself. As a human or as any organism, that's sort of how people are naturally genetically predisposed. They want to obtain these optimal standards. And so let's say she runs into some guy or girl, preferably a guy, assuming you're heterosexual and not bisexual, but who knows, it could be a girl. Let's say she's bisexual. She meets this guy or girl who's, for whatever reason, better than her current boyfriend, whether it's because of his charisma, his humor, or a lot of factors. Usually it's a variety of factors all at once: confidence, charisma, whatever. And optimally, she's thinking, hey, I think I like this person better. Now, that's when the cheating sort of comes in. And what's the one barrier to this? Well, she's tied to a individual already. Now, from that, you can sort of understand where this is sort of coming from. And obviously, for most people watching this video, they probably are thinking of this person who cheated, who probably isn't some top of the top female who has a million people watching her on Twitter and super famous and exceptionally good looking and so forth. But the same principles apply. And so what's the problem? Obviously, she has someone attached, and that is a barrier in terms of social norms. You've made a promise to this guy. You're sort of, because of this tradition of monogamy nowadays, it's not right to do such a thing when you have made a tie to that person officially. You're doing something behind their back. But from an animalistic side of view, you pretty much trying to appease your sense of want. For whatever reason, when you sum up everything, this individual has something better or something that the original can't provide. It's down to that. And it can be a lot of things that can break off into a lot of factions. Sometimes it could be something where the female likes the guy because he provides something on the short-term basis. Maybe, dare I say, better sexual intercourse or some other faction that the original cannot provide. So she wants the better half of each of those individuals, and therefore you get one of those situations where she doesn't want to break up with the initial guy, and at the same time she wants to keep the other guy who she's cheating on. She's cheating on the initial for, because he provides the short-term benefits such as hookups and so forth, while the boyfriend provides the long-term stuff that the short-term guy doesn't provide, such as food, protection, money, clothing, a lot of boyfriend material. Maybe he's the lovey-dovey kind of guy, and ultimately she ends up with a situation where she is pimping. And I say pimping as in she's like the boss here. She's getting the best of both worlds from both guys, and pretty much attaining the most satisfaction for her based on the pros and cons of both guys. Now it's funny because if you flip the gender roles, it's still as bad, obviously, but I would say back in the day it wasn't as bad, because polygamous for males, it's something that was admired by a lot of guys. We used to be polygamous, and if the guy did the same thing, it's just like, what a hero, he can attain these girls. Because I mean, I have to admit, it's tough for a guy to get a girl versus a girl getting a guy. It's just how it is, the average girl versus the average guy. And so it is kind of funny, because if the guy does the same thing, nowadays with equality, the double standard is sort of broken down. The guy can get just as much trouble for cheating, but back in the day, he was viewed as the hero. And so you see this sort of dynamic, and the point being, it's very interesting how that works. Because ultimately it makes you look at things differently. The real thing behind it is, at the end of the day, it comes down to an amount of integrity to your own self. Because when you're in one of those situations where you are that girl or guy, and you have all these options, all these people thrusting themselves upon you, and you find one that's better in almost every way, if not every way, than your current match, then truly the only thing holding you back is the integrity, the reputation, and the potential harm of reputation that could come with being exposed to cheating, being revealed that you cheated, which again, some people risk because they don't think they'll ever get caught. But when it comes down to it, the last string attaching it that's preventing you from just throwing out your old guy and going with the new one is that integrity thing. And so at the end of the day, it literally makes you think, like, that's kind of why younger age girls or younger age guys cheat, because for them that integrity thing isn't as much ruin. They don't really care about the integrity. It's more of a sort of self-moral thing. And as far as reputation goes, a lot of them don't really care because for them the consequences when you're in your teens or college and you do it is not as bad. Then there's those situations where the guy is stupid and he cheats on his girlfriend with a worse quality girl in every way, shape, or form. I would say it's partially genetic, partially this guy just trying to get everything he can get his hands on, and the guy just being stupid and not thinking and being a fool. And I find that most of the time when these sort of guys do that sort of thing, usually they're not the top of the class type of guys, because guys who really have their stuff together have an abundance of girls, and therefore they don't need to cheat on their quality girlfriend with someone who's of lesser quality in every way, because they can get girls anytime they want. They're not in a scarcity state of, oh, I want to get everything I can get because I rarely get approached by a girl, that sort of thing. And so, at the end of the day, it sort of just comes down to the fact that as human beings, there's only so many reasons that someone would like one person versus another, and why someone is attracted to this human being and not attracted to a rock or an animal. And there's only so many reasons, and honestly, like, a lot of them are pretty superficial, but some others aren't. So you really have to think about it. And I just want to conclude this video with that sort of whole idea, which is probably the most important thing. If you are trying to get someone who's top of the line, high quality, you better have your stuff together, or you're gonna be screwed and very, very insecure and jealous all the time. And honestly, you have reason to, because if you don't have anything together, then you're gonna notice when your girlfriend is constantly being approached by guys who are better than you in like every single way, and then you're just gonna be super jealous. And at the end of the day, what happens oftentimes is they will just slowly ease out, and eventually over a couple weeks end up breaking up with you after meeting that guy who's better than you in every way, and then you're screwed. So it's kind of strange how that works, and I will do another video on that topic and how it's kind of interesting on how it works. So that's all I really want to say, and as always, if you like this sort of video, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Share this video with someone you think would like it or be influenced by it. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Peace.